Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So tonight's statement is Carter&Hope hostile takeover on the Bold and the Beautiful. Tonight's statement. Now I'm gonna be honest, bro. Listen, you know me, okay? When it comes towards hot women, simping is acceptable. Going to jail, on the other hand, is definitely not acceptable. And this is what we're gonna sit there and be talking about tonight, as well as General Hospital Days of Our Lives, Born and Beautiful, Young and Restless. They sat there and actually tried to make excuses for corporate fraud. Like, and she's encouraging that because, of course, it's going to benefit her. Now, we got a lot to talk about tonight. Sit there and do roll call and get this started. Sure. Sure. Yeah, we are good to go. So, Amy's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Blackmon, aka Mr. GQ's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ed is in the chat. How you doing tonight? Crystal's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Valerie's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Monica's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Laura B's in the chat. How you doing tonight? Ronnie Ron is in the chat. How you doing tonight? I'm good. I'm good, Ed. I'm good. How are you doing, my friend? I'm gonna be honest. I took some Benadryl, and I'm all sorts of groggy a little bit. So that's why I said I was gonna be on for like an hour or so. Cause I mean, yeah, seriously, I could have swore this actually had more in there. Okay, I know this has more in there. I don't know why. My refrigerator looked like it had more in there. Spencer, what's good, my guy? I'll be right. I'm going to watch it right now. Hulu. I'll send you some clips. Yes, when they went a little too far. I appreciate that, my friend. Um, I'm gonna look at it tonight. I didn't get a chance to look at it this weekend. I'm gonna look at it tonight. Now, Blackmon says Rich gave Carter fake documents. How do you know? Where'd you hear that from, Blackmon? All right, I'm going to check. Okay, now you know how the rule goes. I am one person. There's 25 people in this chat. I am not going to be able to sit there and get to every single person. No, I'm not going to try. So, I'll write it again. Or just not get back to you on the next question. Yes, Ron, I'll get to that question in 1 minute. Ed says, I was finally caught up on days. AJ should have thrown the book at Gabby and Tate is, Gabby and who? Gabby and Tate is ridiculous. Nobody should be with him. Well, the problem is that, people who sit there and say because he's a teenager, he doesn't have it all together and we should sit there and, it was good, Monique, and we should sit there and, JJ, and we should be easy on him. And like, we're not doing that. Ron says, Johnny is so dumb. Why talk about that affair with Joy? He forgot Chanel was in the other living room. Well, to be fair, he didn't know exactly where she was. So, Blackman says, I'm starting to believe that Ridge and Steffi don't trust Carter and it's about loyalty. What's good, Sean? Sean says, hey, everyone. Trina and Kai, but why she had to slam the D. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that shit. Yeah, Sean. We're gonna talk about that shit too. What's good, Jillian? Autumn says, Albert, what Hope and Carter are doing is so stupid. He's willing to do something illegal all for a box he only hit once. Make that make sense. Like Carter it's their family's business, he's a simp. Well, yeah, I can. Hmm, we don't talk about this. You know my rule on simping. Um, I do think it is stupid what he's doing. Jalen says, "Did you watch all the new episodes of Cobra Kai?" No, I did not, Julian. I'm actually going to watch it on Wednesday and Thursday, and then we can all talk about it. So I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but I'm off Wednesday and Thursday, so I'm specifically going to watch those episodes. I'm glad you enjoyed it, though, because I'm looking forward to watching it. Monique says, if by some miracle Carter pulls this off and everyone at Forrester leaves, including Charlie. I don't see that happening. The hot box has caused a lot of men and some women problems over the years. Absolutely, Monique. You know what happens when, well, you think with the wrong head. Enough said, right? Ed says, right. Is Island in the Island in chat too? Oh, okay, this is okay. Ed said, glad Johnson got trained together because the slamming the door is not right. Um, yes, and we'll talk about that right now. And what's good, Darby? And Ron, I'll get to your next question in 1 second. So here's the thing. The first time that she had an attitude with him, people were a little more understanding because, yeah, you're making this girl suffer on her grades because you're not being there and, you're just dead weight. So I completely understand that. The second time at the gym, you're going too far, boo. You don't own this shit, and your attitude is completely unnecessary. The third time, which we saw today, she slammed the door in his face. I'm like, why did he want to sit there and keep knocking on the door? She already said she was going to find a new partner. What's good, Kevin? You think Steffi starts her own? Steph? You mean Hope and Kevin? I think you mean Hope, right? The third time when she slammed the door in his face, yeah, that shit was out of pocket. That shit was out of pocket. Um, the dude didn't actually. Trina, exactly, Jalen. Trina is being over the top. What's good? What's good, Anjanetta? Ron says, "What happened to Abe and what did he eat? He ate that cupcake. He ate that cupcake, which is really stupid. Like you get a cupcake sent to you, you don't know where it's from. It doesn't have a label or anything like that. You just gonna sit there and just eat it? Like Alex also ate it. So, and I think Rome also ate it too. I'm not too sure. Monique says, "Do you think Rocco will tell Danny Jason was the one that gave Drew that shiner?" Yeah, Darby, I'm gonna watch it Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll talk about it on Thursday. Um, I think it will probably slip out, Monique. I think if he does do it, it's not going to be on purpose. I think they're going to be talking. It's just going to slip out. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Um, Jillian was also snipped there saying that she liked it, so I definitely can't wait to sit there and watch it. Um, yeah, Jillian said that she also liked it, so we're gonna definitely talk about it this Thursday. Now, and what's good, Jakaris? Ed says, I'm also tired of soap operas letting women be disrespectful and men just taking it. And then when they and then when they do stand up for themselves, the men get called out. Yes, they get called assholes. They get called misogynistic, which is something that I'm actually good. Jakaris, how have you been? You got to work Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, unfortunately. All right, well, Darby, we'll talk about it Saturday then. We'll talk about it Saturday. I've been good, Jakaris. How have you been? So yeah, we'll talk about Saturday. I miss you doing the soap stuff, Ron. I mean, I miss you doing the soap stuff, Cigars. I'm glad you're doing well, though. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about it then, Dory. But because I got my thoughts on it. I only saw like the first 10 minutes, but I already got my thoughts on this season so far. Ain't nothing gonna make me like Leo. Why is that? Why is nothing gonna make you like Leo? But yeah, Kaya has more patience than me. Okay. At least the dude came over there and he tried to sit there and make it right with you. And I understand that she has work and um school and she takes that very seriously and she doesn't have time for somebody who's not going to be as committed. I get that. But sometimes it's not so much what you say as how you say it. You know? What's good, Meek? What's good, Meek? Cora said Leo really sexually harassed a man. Who did okay. All right, Darby, then we'll do that then. All right. When did he do that, Jakars? What's good, Mikab? Leo on days. Yeah, no, no. I'm saying when did he do it and who did he do it to? Ron says Phoenix Tremaine video on Matt as Thomas not returning. He said from reliable sources. Hmm. Okay. Well, I didn't get a chance to watch this video, so maybe yes, that's a better plan. I just don't like Leo. Okay. All right. He did it back in 2022 when Sunday came back. Thank you, Mikab. Yes, I had to get one. I had to do it. I didn't get a haircut for like about a month and a half. So when Sunny came back, oh, okay, all right, yeah, Mikab. It got to a point when I was sitting there wearing the beanie, and that beanie started to, you know, it's only so much that beanie, can sit there and keep suppressed. So Monique says, once again, Rich being a son for the Logans. I guess you get a taste of Logan's goods, you lose your damn mind. And thank God Thomas broke away from that spell and found someone. Nah, but I definitely want to do one get a haircut. But thank you for noticing me, Cobb. I appreciate that. Plus, it's always good to see you anyway. As says Molly and TJ needs a serious sit down and only showing up for each other for funerals and court cases, get help from a professional, or move on. Yeah, it's yeah, you got to put in the work, right? You got to put in the work. Because says I got to go back and watch your opinion on the fight. Yeah, it was. Hmm. No, I know what you meant, Jakars. And yeah, I didn't know that. I think that was probably before I started watching. I mean, my whole thing is Mika. It was definitely an unfair fight. Listen, Mike Tyson is 58 years old, and he's facing a person who's 27. If Mike Tyson was 27 and he fought Jake Paul, Mike Tyson would have whooped his ass. But I mean, all Jake Paul did was beat up a senior citizen. That's all he did. And honestly, to tell you the truth, he could have got hurt really badly when he kept biting his mouth guard. Like there was so much that could have went wrong. And I get it from Mike's point of view because he wants to sit there and still prove that he got it, but like I don't know. I mean, the thing is, it really also came down to the money too. So there's just a lot of different mixed emotions. But the point is, I knew that Mike was not going to win. Darby says Beanie started to get hot with all that hair stuff from foot underneath. Well, I mean, yes, it was part of that, but it was also just like I just knew it was time for me to sit there and get a haircut. But yeah, that definitely didn't help. Now Kevin says that definitely I noticed the ratings going down ever since Thomas and Hope not together with Carter and Carter ratings going down. That says I do agree with you about Jason and Drew's fight. Michael exactly. Michael's a grown ass man and needs to confront Drew and Willow. Yes. He does not here's the thing. He does not need to be sitting there sucker punching Drew. That was out of pocket for so many different reasons. And yes, I stand on business when I sit there and say it was a sucker punch. If somebody hold out their hand, sit there and give you a handshake, and you decide to punch them, nah, that's a sucker punch. I don't care how many people sit there flaming me in the comments on that 1K video I did. I stand by what I said. I mean, my dude definitely did not think about his kids when that wound up happening. Um, Like instead of sitting there, and see that's another thing. People want to sit there and call it. People want to sit there and say that Drew's a predator and he deserved to get his ass whooped. Okay, then what is Willow? And does she deserve to get her ass whooped by Carly? People don't love. People don't like to have that energy. They love to sit there. They love to sit there and go at Drew, right? But they won't sit there and hold Willow accountable for her part. They won't sit there and say, "Well, Willow deserves to get her ass beat." And heavens, if I sit there and mention, well, Jason should have whooped Willow's ass as well. Oh no, not a woman. Well, that's funny. You mean, do you not believe in equal rights? I'm just saying. I'm not like throwing it out there like it should happen. But it's always this knee jerk reaction for me saying that. But I'm like, but you believe in equal rights, right? Cobb says, imagine coming home to an unexpected beatdown. Imagine coming home to an unexpected beatdown when your child is upstairs, not that far away. Monique says, I know you said it wasn't Jason's business, but it's hard to mind your business when someone tells you their business. If Michael hadn't told Jason or showed the video. And I get that. But like I get that part, but the reason why I sit there and say it's still not his business because it's like, yeah, he knows and he's upset. He needs to sit there and be there for him, but he don't need to be sitting there, fighting his battles, literally. My whole other thing, like the way he did it was so out of pocket because you went to the Quartermain's mansion, you went to your mother's place and decided to choose violence. Like, come on, seriously? Yeah, exactly, Laura B. Because the truth of the matter is, Uncle Jason decided to beat up Drew a day before her mother's funeral. Darby says it's about time for a haircut, and sometimes we go to the barbers to visit our friends, the barber, or to relax. It's true that the barber is our own country club in the neighborhood. Juan says, all right, why was Joy over at Chanel's, and how can she be comfortable knowing that she stopped with her husband? Because she's not comfortable knowing that she stopped with her husband. She wasn't comfortable going over to the mansion. She only went on to the mansion because Chanel kept insisting. She didn't want to go, but if she didn't go, I guess she would have been more obvious. So, as says our Kelly Monaco has a clip of her saying her final goodbye, final scenes with the crew and getting flowers and reflecting on. All right, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that. Gorgeous Queen Cat Lady. I'll look it up and finally stop looking like Rudy Davis. Oh, I don't know who Rudy Davis is, but where's my food at? Oh, Cat Lady. How I've been thinking about you. Big Nate was good late. Was good, Big Nate. They were mostly good. I'm about to look. Okay, I'm about to look up Rudy Davis since I have my big ass tablet over here. Let's look up Rudy Davis. Let's look up Rudy Davis. Thank you, Lobby. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Thank you. And it's good to actually have you back. It's good to have you back. Oh wow. Wow. So that's what I look like. I'm not gonna sit there and show this image. But that's what I look like. Damn. Yes, it's always good to have you. Thank you. I didn't actually know that, Dory, so I would definitely sit there and try to catch watching it this weekend. So thank you for letting me know, because I do actually have Paramount Plus. What's good, Eagle? I didn't get a chance to watch it yet. I'm gonna watch it Wednesday and Thursday. Um, Darby is done, so we'll sit there and talk about it. We'll talk about it next week, next Monday. So we definitely gonna do that. What's good, Lisa? Carter's gonna get caught by stuff he done fired. Then he's probably gonna sit there and get arrested. Lisa, let me tell you something. Firing, him getting fired is like the least he's going to get. If he's lucky, he's going to get fired. What's good, Gemini? Yeah, exactly, and that's another thing. Yes, Gemini. She is going to act like she can't find another job, but also like she's also rich. That just seems like first world problems. Spencer says, I'm back on GH. It was okay. It was just a startup tomorrow. Rocco finds out that, yep. And if that's going to affect Danny's relationship with Rocco, yeah, because he said today, like no matter what, they're brothers. And let's be honest. I mean, um, Jake is off to college somewhere. So thank you, Eagle. That's what I'm sitting there saying, Eagle. Like people seem to saying that he's just going to get fired. I was like, if he's lucky, he's just going to get fired. Gemini said, what is wrong with Nina? I hope she has the same energy for Drew when she finds out he was banging her daughter. And see, that's the thing. Let me tell you something, Eagle. Even for a hot girl, I would probably, show her the town and everything like that. I mean, max out a credit card or two, but I ain't going to jail. Okay, listen, I will max out a credit card, but I am not going to jail for a hot girl. Oh, that's right, Black Man. Yes, I do actually have it. I gotta. I'm after I'm done with the stream, I'm gonna put it out because it just got done. So actually, tell you the truth, the only thing I need is a good title. That's good. We'll use the old title. I'm gonna actually put it out right now. Mikhail says Albert is not simping. Is not a simp. Depends on how hot they are. Elliot says you still owe me something, Albert. Still owe me something, Albert. You want to text me what's good? Wink, wink. What I owe you? Oh yeah, I mean, I definitely want you to come. I definitely want you to come on the stream sometime this week. Yes. What do you think about Danny and Lucas scene at the end? See, the problem is, Ed, I just don't really care about. I don't really care about Sam's death anymore. And I understand that Danny's upset. He's lashed now and stuff like that. I guess for Lucas, I didn't care about him blaming himself about Sam's death. So when Danny came in and said, "No, you can't be here. You killed my mom," I was kind of like, "How long is this shit gonna go on for?" I think that's the problem. I think just as a whole, I'm just so done with well, no, Kathleen, listen, I will give you nearly anything that you want. What's good, Blackpink me? I like seeing you with your hat. You look great. Thank you. If Carter is successful with taking over Forrester, would he have access to their money in order to run the company? Oh. Okay, lady says you said if Jason wins, you say you're wrong. Remember, we the people. Okay. All right. All right. That's true, cat lady. I was wrong. No, 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 cat lady. I was wrong. So you are correct. You are correct. I keep calling her cat lady. At this point, she's bad kitty. But yes, you are correct. I feel the same way. Like I don't care anymore. Sam is dead. Is going and dead. Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's the thing. I didn't feel. I love this woman. I love this woman. Bad kitty. Mm-mm, mm-mm-mm. Darby says, I'm not going to say Jake Paul is going to knock out Mike Tyson, but no way in hell Mike Tyson was going to knock out or cap out with in a shape young fighter, younger, faster, and stronger. Yes. To be honest, Darby, it was an unfair advantage from the get go. It was an unfair advantage from the get go, and they did it for the money, and I'm not going to knock that. I found it funny towards the end, Darby, because like after they were talking, and the referee who clearly can't read the damn room was like, "So you're gonna sit there and fight again?" And at first he said no, and then he said yes, and then he was like, "Oh, I'll sit there and fight your brother. I'll fight your brother Logan Paul." And Logan Paul was like, "Bro, I'll kill you." Like, he was like, "What are you talking about? You'll be dead in the ring. Like, what are you talking about?" What's good, Queen of the South? How is the lovely Queen doing tonight? Eagle fan says, I think Bill is going to free Luna. Bill mentally is feeding more and more. Is yes, weak for yes, that's true. Yeah, we know it's gonna happen. Exactly, and that's the thing though, Eagle. That type of connection can't just be broke just like that. Lisa said Tyson needs to just retire. His ass Ben needs to retire. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, Lisa, Here's something about men. I get to your question 1 minute wrong. Here's something about men. We, of course, Queen, of course, we have an ego. Okay, we have an ego. A lot of us like to sit there and think that we're invincible, that we're Superman and stuff like that, and it's hard on our pride to sit there and feel exactly, Lisa. But the thing is, though, it's from a prideful perspective of somebody who has dominated that sport for so long. Men are prideful men. Men are prideful people. We're very prideful type of people. So, and even if we don't sit there and try to prove everything to the world, we like to sit there and try to prove stuff to ourselves. Ron says, "I'll be your thoughts on Eric and fighting and Holly." Honestly, to you, Ron, I really didn't care. That's the problem, Ron. When it comes to us team scenes, it it stops the show to a grinding halt, and it's unfortunate, but it's the truth, dog. Gemini says, and honestly, with Tyson going broke in his life already, I'm good with him cashing a big ass check. Exactly, that's the thing, and I'm not mad at him. I wouldn't clown him for that. Like, I mean, he has some bad spending habits. I mean, he had a lot of bad habits, if you're going to be honest, but he has some bad spending habits. So, Spencer said, "Oh my God, there's a video of So Dirt about killing Monica and leaving killing Monica and leaving Kelly Monaco had a video of her leaving General Hospital. It says she got a big standing ovation. Frank didn't clap. I'm hearing more about this. I gotta sit there and find this video. I gotta find this video. Is Jake Paul didn't fight Mike Tyson? He fought old money. Grubby Mike Tyson is not younger Mike Tyson. Well, and that's the thing, though, Spencer. When people came into my job and we were sitting there talking about it, I sat there and said, listen, Jake Paul is not, I mean, Logan, no, Jake Paul is not sitting there fighting Mike Tyson at his prime. He's not fighting young 27 Mike Tyson. And if you notice the start of that fight, he came in charging in like he was about ready to sit there and do damage. But he's not in that shape to be able to do that. He's not fast enough. And what you call it is hella strong. You can say what you want about what you call it. Lisa says sometimes you just gotta swallow that pride. That's true, Lisa. That's true. But see, some of us can do it, Lisa. Some of us can do it. Some of us get to a point where we don't have a choice, but it still messes up us. It still messes us up mentally. But I do get what you're saying, though, Lisa. It's just not to make this about sex, not to make this about like gender or anything like that, but men and women are built different, and not just physically, but emotionally. So Tracy says, yes, you're saying everything I thought about the fight. Yeah. Tracy said, allegedly Tyson walked away with 10 million. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's about the money. Like, and I'm not knocking him, Tracy. You got bills to pay. You got bills to pay. You got shit going on. So I get it. Thank you, Spencer. I'm gonna watch that tonight before I go to bed tonight. Because I might make a video about it, depending on the context of it. I might make a video about it. As says Albert, Lulu wakes up and Lucky Sterling should have been working for the WSP, not becoming a deadbeat dad. That's and that's the problem though. Ed. Lucky's just not cut out to be a dad. He's not cut out to be a parent, and it's unfortunate for his son because his son has such a low bar for him. Doesn't make him a terrible person, but Kevin said I noticed that Mike Tyson was not going to win. He's too old. But see, that's the thing. That's the and that's the funny thing now. Lisa said, "Get exactly, get that money, and happy Monday." Oh, okay. I'm gonna definitely watch that, Spencer. Thank you. I thought about doing a part two on that Jake Paul fight because when I did that video, I was tired of shit. Okay? But I was already pissed off. That fight started at 8 and it lasted at 12:40. And mind you, I had to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I was not happy about that shit. Hmm. Exactly. Um, he's not gonna beat that. You know. To be fair, I understand why Liz is mad at Lucky. I think that Liz should actually be more upset with Lucky. Tracy said this wasn't a real fight. The rounds were 2 minutes, but I'll say he did good. Absolutely, Tracy. No, he definitely did good. He definitely did good. I tell you this much, Tracy. I used to do like martial arts and stuff like that. And when you're fighting for that long, that shit can seem like an eternity when you got to sit there and fight for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. That's not an easy thing for anyone to do. It takes a lot of time and a lot of endurance. And if you get gassed out too early, it's a wrap. Tracy says my grandfather didn't look like him. Yeah, yeah, you can only be so lucky. Yeah, at least at 58. He was still doing this thing. So I think this is also more about proving it to himself though. Kirby says he had to spend nearly 3 hours watching uncarded fights before the main event. Albert, you could have. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true, Darby. I could have. I mean, I did do my live stream. I just did it a little bit early. I thought it was going to end at 10. That was the other thing. I thought I was really going to end at like 10 o'clock. And to be fair, Darby, the sad thing is that the other fights was better than the main event fight. The other fights was better than the main event fight. Yeah, these two women, I don't know exactly what their names was, but one of them was a beast. I mean, I would not want to sit there and fight her in the ring. She is a fucking beast. Exactly, Darby. And that's the thing though, Spencer. This is one thing that I sat there and I criticized Jason for. And people try to find these little stupid ass loopholes. But the point was, Sam was married to Drew, and Jason kissed Sam, knowing that she was married to his brother, and he still did it anyway, right? Because he thought with his emotions. But you're gonna sit there and come to Drew with that same energy, like you're not a damn hypocrite. And yeah, I understand that they do a little bit more than kissing, but the point is, he was with somebody who was married, and he knew that and he did that shit anyway. Or he says she looked worse than Drew on GH. Maybe. Yeah, Lisa. I mean, I give him his props. I give him his props. That's not a easy thing to actually do. Um, at any age, but especially when you start getting up there, or check because somebody else was stepping out on somebody getting. Yeah, exactly. And yeah. I'm glad you composed yourself, though. The woman boxers out. Oh, the woman boxer. You mean the one that lost, right? I don't honestly tell you the truth, Dobby. I don't even remember their names. I just remember it actually being a good fight. I enjoyed it. Yeah, no, that was a good fight. Where is oh damn. Like where's my notes at? I literally specifically oh there we go. Lisa says I don't have Netflix. Yeah, no, I mean I get it. I honestly tell you the truth, Lisa, that's the only reason why I watched it is because it was on Netflix. Okay, if I actually had to pay for that, like how do you know they do the pay per view fights, and I no. Spencer says, "Oh, Albert, it was hard, man. It's not easy, and to give you an idea, a little bit like Michael from 15 years earlier when he got out of prison. When it came to confrontation, mm, yeah, but you did it though. You know, like seriously, Spencer, it doesn't matter how you did it. You composed yourself, and that was enough. You know, we talked about this, and you know, I would never sit there and fight somebody over, you know, over a woman or anything like that. Lisa says, I think I'm the only person I know that don't have it. No, you're not. Lisa, I know people that don't have Netflix. Listen, Lisa, Netflix is expensive. Anytime I watch a movie or a TV show or a show on Netflix, I feel like I'm justifying me paying an exorbitant price because Netflix is expensive. So I usually have the basic like Netflix and Hulu and Peacock because of soaps. But some of the other ones I do tend to flip around. Like I'll either get HBO Max or I'll sit there and get Amazon Prime, depending on what's on there. As says, I think Ray should fight for his job because he almost died on duty. If he was out for a year, then Jada definitely shouldn't have given up her position. I don't like how this was handled. I think you know the problem is yeah, he can sit there and fight for his position, right? It's is it worth it though, Ed? He just married Jada, right? So I don't know how a lawsuit is gonna work um for their relationship. Lisa said I think I'm the only one I okay. Tracy said the entire fight was a marketing genius have brought together old people and young people. Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true, Tracy. So that's why I said like the only people who I lost my train of thought. Darby says I'm the original cheesecake. I got Netflix with the commercials. You know, you're yes, Darby. My friend actually has Netflix with the commercials, and he has Disney Plus with the commercials. See, I can't do that. I'm not even doing that with YouTube. I got YouTube Premium. Hulu, I can do with the commercials. Netflix, I mean, Peacock, I can do with the commercials. Um, although I am actually sitting there thinking about going commercial free on Peacock. What's good, Jonathan? I am thinking about that. I want to sit there and see how much the price is. Yeah, I can't. I'm not gonna lie. I can't do that shit with Netflix. I'll tough it out, but don't like it. Yeah, I. That's one thing. Like that's the thing, Tracy. When I get HBO Max, I'm getting it without the commercials. I can't do commercials. Tracy says I have Netflix on and off. I miss the old school cable days when it was affordable and you had all the choice. You had all that you needed in one. See, the problem is, Tracy, is that you generally will have some people have about 5 to 6. Most average people have about at least a good 4 or 5 streaming services. 4 or 5 streaming services. Johnson says, was Brendan really the one Sonny called for Lucky? I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think they're on like speaking terms like that. Hey, listen, you think you can sit there and do my friend a favor or whatever? It's more expensive with the commercials off. Oh, it is, Tracy. It is. Like right now, Tracy. Well, I mean, technically, I did bundle them, but we can still call it separate. Like Disney Plus, Hulu, Peacock, Netflix, Paramount Plus, and and YouTube. Because technically, YouTube can be a streaming service too. So I do have YouTube Premium. But if you take out YouTube Premium, then I have four. Kevin says the only reason I got Netflix is because of wrestling. Oh, only reason why I got Peacock is because of Days of Our Lives. That's crazy something. It's funny, and when I heard about Sammy and I heard that Sammy was coming back when I started watching this, and Sammy wasn't even invited to the wedding of her brother, I was like, okay, so this is who Hurricane Sammy is. And then after about 4 or 5 days, the chick got kind of annoying. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, people was like, oh my god, I can't wait for Sammy to come back. And after about 2 weeks, I was like, yo, I'm so over this chick. And like, I understand exactly. Yeah, me too. And I understand that Sammy's the person that comes in, she brings in trouble and stuff like that. That's cool. That chick was annoying as hell. Do you think Brandon is Brendan? You mean Kevin? You mean Brendan? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's too early to be doing that. Damn, my number is 10. Wow. That's a lot, Darby. That's a lot. See, I had Paramount Plus for The Young and Restless and The Bold and the Beautiful. But if they have movies and stuff like that that comes on there, I'll watch them. Or like, original stuff like Knuckles and stuff. But how do you feel about Lulu? I personally don't care much about Lulu that much. I thought she was annoying when she was coming to Jason about her problems. I also tell you too, Spencer, I feel the same way. I don't really care that much about Lulu. I was never a huge, Spencer, some people are just huge Lulu fans. And so when I came back and he had Emma, it was like, okay. Um, I never sat there and really made the comparison, but I did feel like her acting was off. I did feel like Emma's acting was off compared to the rest of the other cast members, and I think because she came from another soap opera. But overall, I can take her or leave her. I'm glad that she's not going to be in a coma anymore. So, like, that's my only thing. Debbie says not counting you two. The number is 9. Hmm. 9 is a lot. I mean, I mean, don't get me wrong, Darby. I would love to sit there and get. I would still love to have Amazon Prime. I only get Amazon Prime when The Boys is coming out. Um, After I finish the stuff with HBO Max, I'll probably want to come back to Prime so I can watch Invincible. As says you miss out on some good Sammy storylines back in 2010 before she started popping in and out. I mean, yeah, Ed, I mean, I missed out on a lot of stories, not just Sammy stories, but like I missed out on the great Stefano and everything. Jocelyn says actually her name's Emmy. Oh, okay. Emmy Ryans, right? Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. I kept calling it Emily. It's Emmy Ryans. Okay. I mean, that's the thing though. It's like, yes, I did miss out on a lot of great stuff with her, but 2010, I think I was watching a lot of Jade stuff, and so it's like it's a trade off. Everybody says, "What do you mean? Do you cancel Prime after the boys?" Yeah, I do. I do. That's exactly what I do, Darby. Every year when the boys come out, I get it, right? And usually I'll get it when the show is about to end, just where I could just binge watch it. But because so many people would actually talk about it in the show, and it was like, "Oh, you should watch it." I got it early. Yeah, it seemed like they had a lot of good stories back in the day, Jonathan. But I think also, like I said, I think the Steph stuff would have been interesting. Yeah, I mean, you got to, Darby. You got to. Um, and that's another thing, Darby. Whenever Titans used to come on HBO Max, I would um I would sit there and buy HBO Max. I'll watch Titans, and then then I may watch some movies in between. But then after that point, it's done. Spencer says exactly. I really don't care for Lulu too much. She was cool during the whole whatever storyline back in '06, getting knocked out by Dylan Quartermain to starting a relationship with Dante. That's it. It's funny, Lisa. I think Nikisha actually likes that show too, Yellowstone. No, not no, never mind. I think it's Yellow Jacket. It says I'm glad that Beyond the Gates will be the first soap I see from the ground up. It's actually funny too. DC said the same thing. Keep my expectations low because I don't watch social representation. But see, that's the thing though. That's not the only reason why you should keep them low. You should keep them low because people have these. Here's the thing about the gays. People have these high expectations of the gays that is going to literally sit there and blow them away. That is going to revolutionize the soap operas. And like that's not how that's going to work. And it pretty much like with DC, he's like, oh, well, I'm going to give it a week. I'm like, you're going to give the soap a week? Like you watch a regular soap in prime time, you know what I'm saying? Like you need to kind of really lower your expectations. There says, all Max, I watched Titans Peacemaker and an animated. Yes, I used to sit there. Yeah, that's. I want to watch Peacemaker. Gorgeous Queen Janice in the chat. Was good, love? Hope you had a lovely day. Johnson says HBO Max really got the rail when Discovery changed it to just Max and took away a lot of the shows. Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like, what's good, J Blow? Warner Brothers is known for doing stupid shit. Unfortunately, Jonathan, it's like Sony. Sony is known for just putting out and doing the bare minimum. Craven looks good. Craven generally looks good, but like I mean, come on, Morbius. Even Venom was like, Venom wasn't terrible, but like that was. I think that was probably like the one franchise that they were like, all right, we can kind of make this work because he's a very popular Spider-Man villain. Jay Blue says, I wish Jason could hear the kid's reaction to Drew's face. He wasn't thinking of Sam and the kids when he reacted to Drew and Willow's action. How is it okay for him to be mad at Drew and not Willow? Exactly. Telling you too, Jay Blue. I said the exact same shit. Wait, Lisa, Yellowstone is actually the show didn't get canceled? Lisa, let me know if the show got canceled or not. Because Discovery took over it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, though, Jonathan. Like, the CW is doing a lot of stupid shit because Nexstar took over. Darby says, I wish Sony would just let Spider Man franchise. Yeah, exactly. And then that's the thing, though, Darby. It's like they do get. Oh, it's not canceled. Okay. Exactly, Laura B. Um, but see, that's the thing, though, Darby. Like, they do all the legwork, right? They just want to use the character and they cut. They're practically getting money. They're practically getting nearly free money at this point, Darby, just for loaning out their character. They don't have to do any of the hard work, stories, or anything like that. I mean, that's the thing, though, Darby. The first two Spider-Mans was not really that bad, but it's Sony, so it's like, you know, they wanted Venom in there. They didn't really care how they had it, how they got him in there. And that's a Sony decision. That was a crackheaded Sony decision. Okay, thank you, Jonathan. As says, I know, Albert, and that's ridiculous because it's still going against soaps that have been here for decades. I just, like I said, and I feel like some people need to lower their expectations. Soaps aren't necessarily always good every day, but sometimes when they bring it, they bring it. People are going into the soaps and to think it's going to be like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. Like, it may be good, but yeah, and that's the thing though, Laura B. I don't think Drew is a terrible person. I think that he made a terrible decision, right? What's good, Gloria? Yeah, exactly, Jen. She's not innocent. So when people say that's the thing, Jen. When people sit there and say that Drew deserved the beat down that he got, like, okay, you're gonna sit there and keep that same energy when Carly find out? Are you gonna sit there and say, well, Carly, I think you should whoop Willow's ass? No, they're not gonna sit there and say that shit. They keep all that energy for Drew and none of it for Willow. Spencer says, I'm telling you, Albert, I think back in the day, I think Jason would have did something to Willow because watching Jason back in the day when Faith did something, Jason would put hands on her. I don't, I don't know. Darby said this, yeah, it is, and that's the thing, Darby. So they should literally let them use the character and just keep the money. They get a percentage of the movie. I don't think like that they would understand how much money they would lose. An advertisement and shooting the movie. What kind of story are they gonna sit there and get? Are they wasting their money? Jay Blue said they keep calling Drew a creep is because he's older than her. Jay Blue, let's be honest, he's not dumb. It's not even so much the age thing, Jay Blue. It's the fact that he's a man. That's the thing. That's the thing, Jay Blue. If a woman like Kristen was doing the same thing, they would not sit there and call Kristen a creep. on Days of Our Lives. Okay, they would not sit there and call him a creep. They would not sit there and call her a creep. They only call Drew a creep because he's a man. And I'll be honest with you, Jay Bloom. The minute that Willow starts to pour those waterworks and a woman sees another woman crying, oh my God, Drew is such a creep. And that's what it comes down to. Let's sit there and keep this shit 100. Well, it is Jay Blue, but the thing is, when people sit there and look at that soap opera, they think with their feelings. They think with their feelings. Lorby said Drew is way creepy though. It's easy to get mad at him. Okay, but the thing is, I get that part. But is he creepy though? Because seriously, what makes him a creep? I don't want to sit there and put you on the spot. So if you don't, I'm just saying, Darby, let's sit there and just keep this shit 100. Let's keep this shit 100. Whoa, huh? What's good, Anthony, the number one YouTuber? Johnson says, I personally rather see Sony. So yes, sure. Jenna says, I think Drew is going to part time as he has many other acting jobs. That's weird and creepy. With I definitely want to. Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, that's the thing though, Laurie. Like some people, yes, I did, Jonathan. I actually saw it someday. I liked it. See, the thing is, Jonathan, like these episodes will sit there and say they're bittersweet, right? Like yes, last fight wasn't even a superhero fight. It wasn't even a big battle, but it was actually pretty good. And halfway through that series, I was like, bro, you should just tell the damn truth at this point. Like, way too many people know who you and your kids are. Oh, it's not okay. But see, that's my whole thing though. Like people sit there and call him a creep, right? I'm like, well, what do y'all call Willow? Because see, I would sit there and call her a serial cheater. I will call her a serial cheater. You cheated with Michael to get. You cheated with Chase to sit there and be with Michael. Me too, Jonathan. Me too. You cheated on Chase to be with Michael, and now you're cheating on Michael to sit there and be with Drew. But no one loves to sit there and bring that shit up, though. No one loves to sit there and bring up the fact that she sits there and says on one hand, "Oh, I love my family, I love this, that, and the third," and then you're upstairs and they're banging this man in what Drew's daughter's room. Get the f out of here. There's another one where Carly said in front of Jason, Robin is mad because she got AIDS and she's worried she can't have kids in the future. Wow. Darby said, didn't Clark confront that abuser drunk again to reveal himself in public? Well, he didn't really confront that guy. The guy confronted him, came in the diner and said that Candace was the one that told him. And Candace didn't say anything. It was, you found out it was Lex Luthor that kept doing it. That you know, pushed him to sit there and say that and do all that. And says other soaps do that with older women and younger guys, and nobody says anything. G skip Ava Morgan. Actually, see, I don't see. Okay, with older women and younger guys, nobody says anything. Hmm. I've seen people say stuff, but what's good, Kaiwan? It's just, the thing is, Jonathan, I'll tell you this much. The fact that they slashed the budget, they had less recurring characters on, they still managed to make it work, right? Like I would have loved to sit there and see more like John and Nat and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I guess you could sit there and send that other chick away, whatever her name was, who was dating Jordan, because I mean, you were kind of becoming an irrelevant character, if we're gonna be honest. That I didn't like the fact she cheated on Jordan. Like, hey, listen, I kissed another girl, but we're gonna be cool, right? And didn't even really apologize. And then she sat there and said some harsh shit to her mom. I'm like, you can kind of go now. But see, the thing is, Tracy says whatever happened at No Chase. What happened to No Chase? But see, Laura B, when she said what she said, that was in the early 2000s, right? That was a little bit before they started being really PC and stuff. It says she also treated Jordan bad before the breakup. Yeah, she did. She did. So, like, I to tell you the truth, I was kind of like when she said that she was going to leave and stuff like that, and I knew that most likely her scenes was going to be cut this season. I was like, okay, you know. Like I said, she sat there and she kissed somebody else, and she just dropped that bomb and was like expecting him to just sit there and be okay with that, and tried to rush his decision. Like, oh, like no. Tracy said they need to make the past episodes from back in the day available on GH. Where do you watch it at? What do you mean, like on their website or something? Johnson says yes. Yeah, yeah, it still works. It's bringing in better ratings. Yet the CW doesn't want to continue it. They don't want to continue it for a couple of reasons. It is expensive to make, and they are trying to make the most cheapest shit possible. Um, and I don't know if this is official, but I know that James Gunn is doing his Superman. So there's a possibility that they don't want those two Supermans going simultaneously. Because they had ideas to sit there and make that show 8 seasons. So, and you think about that, the way that show is made so well, but yet the other shows look like, well, it took a minute though, Ed. I'm not gonna lie, it really did took a minute though. I'm used to him now, but it took a hot minute though. Janice says Chase, exactly, Tracy, what happened to him? Uh, Spencer says, yeah, Albert, the Carly Robbins scene went way too far back in the late 90s. Kyle would have just said, like, oh, yeah, you have HIV, you can have kids, something of sorts. But see, that's the thing, though, Spencer. You say it went way too far. I feel like it needed to go that far because it made much more of an impact. And people aren't necessarily always PC because, hey, listen, shit gets real. They want to sit there and make a PC now, and they pretty much sanitize all these different shows, which is why you haven't actually had a fight scene between Nina and Carly. That doesn't necessarily make good entertaining television because you gotta sit there and worry about the crybabies of the world, the oversensitive people of the world. No, tell your damn story. Say what you gotta say it to the max. Damn, we're not on like HBO where I'm expecting whatever, but like, yeah, J Blue, I'm so not looking forward to that episode. Um, I do think it's gonna be. I'm not gonna lie, J Blue. I feel like it may be the fastest review I think I'm gonna do. Because I'm basically gonna sit there and say I don't really I'm probably not gonna really give two flying shits about that funeral or anything that anyone has anything to say about it. Um, I mean, in the episode, Johnson says, but that would be an unacceptable reason given that Superman Returns came out when Smallville was still airing. Yeah, I mean that's true, Jonathan. But times change though, so like what they wouldn't have done before, they might do it now. You're absolutely right, Jonathan. The times change though, right? And it would just, and Jonathan, if they did it, they wouldn't care if they would be hypocrites now, because they felt at the end of the day they respected James Gunn's wishes or they didn't want to step on his toes. Not even just saying James Gunn ordered that, but they may not have wanted to go that far because of James Gunn and they want to keep a good relationship with him. As his covered all Chase and Brooklyn storyline been centered around kids. I don't think they need one right now. They need to give them better storylines with their marriage. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think part of me is like they're not the worst. I just don't put them on a huge high priority bar. Like today, Rick was really on something when he came at Alexis during the worst time of her life, sitting there mocking her because, oh, you forgot Molly's birthday. You forgot Molly's birthday. And I'm sitting there looking, and I'm like, okay, I know that there's Rick fans, but y'all can't sit there and tell me that that shit was not out of pocket. Remember, this is the same person that tried to get Alexis in trouble when she was sitting there dealing with chemo. So I'm not even too surprised that like he did some out of pocket shit like that. Johnson says Rick was definitely out of pocket. Say he was, but see that's the thing though, Jonathan, because it shows a certain level of complexity. He did come there for Molly. He did sit there, remember her birthday. He did sit there and give her a gift, and something that really meant a lot to her. And he was just there for emotional support. So it's one of those things, Jonathan. It's like, yeah, he can be a very caring, loving person when he wants, but he can also let his inner demons get the best of him. Jay Lou said it was going to be done with TJ today if he didn't show up at Alexis's, but he did show up. Yeah, I mean, he's trying. He's trying. I know, exactly. And just in case anyone actually cared, which most people don't. Yeah. Eh, well, I wouldn't sit there and say nobody should care. I don't think it's on a huge priority bar. I'll sit there and say that much. But that wasn't right throwing that in Alexis's face. Yes, he did actually do that. So yes. The problem is, Ed, is that she also was a participant in that. And I mean, she practically seduced the dude. Jay Blue says, I wasn't surprised that Rick said that to Alexis, but he can't help himself when it comes to Alexis. It's just says, that year, I probably wouldn't care. Just, no, I mean, I get it. Like, if it was you and it was your birthday and something happened to you, no, I mean, I get that. I get that. That's what I was going to say. Like, I wouldn't sit there and say caring, but it was not on the list of high priority stuff. Because, yeah, Alexis is going through the worst day that no parent should ever have to go through. So it shouldn't be, oh my God, I forgot your birthday. It's like, I got out of bed today and I took 2 steps, and that should be enough. Darby says Rick was being a dick on the worst day, and he knew it. Didn't his father teach him not to kick a person when they're down? I think his father was a dick. Actually, tell you the truth, Darby, his dad was such a dick that I'm pretty sure he did probably instill those qualities in him. Because I remember his dad, Darby. Exactly, Darby. He was not a good person. He was not a kind person. He was kind of a somewhat POS, if we're going to be honest. Trevor Lance, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, that's what's the name. I mean, don't get me wrong. That should not give him a pass. Just because his dad was a dick doesn't mean that he should be one as well. You don't have to be who your parents are. If anything, it's to sit there and motivate you to do better than what your parents are doing. Probably, Jonathan. Probably. I would not be too surprised. I really would not. Not against it. I don't care. But um, I think Rick needs to know what the hell he's getting into, though. 'Cause Ava could be all these things, but she is very unpredictable. And she could be violent just like that. You gotta sit there and remember, Jonathan. A couple of things that she likes in her life is a martini and a little pew pew. Exactly, Darby. And that's the thing. How you go about it will always vary. Sometimes they feel like they are overcompensating because they didn't get the love that they deserve. So they overcompensate by giving them so much love that they want to smile. They're like, there's just a lot of things, but no, just to the point, yes, it should motivate you to be a better daddy or mom Dukes. You are correct, Darby. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Darby. She is a freak. What did I thought of Days today? What happened on Days? I thought it was a filler. That's the problem, Jonathan. I felt like that episode was a giant filler. They talk about body and soul the most. They decide to eat cupcakes. They don't know where they came from. So I thought that was just stupid as hell. A cupcake is at my door, and I'm just gonna eat it. I don't even know where it came from. I don't know if this person was sick, if they were coughing or anything like that. And I know most people don't think about that, but like, why would you just accept a random cupcake from no one that's just left on your damn door? And that's another thing, Jonathan. Like Abe got sick. I'm pretty sure Rome or Whoever those idiots that also actually ate the cake. I'm like, what? Wink says, can soaps in the day and time really afford to have full episode? No, they cannot. That's the thing, Wink. This shit is on a streaming service. Kirby says, I'm going to tell Curry you call his grave a freak. He will like that because he knows exactly what I'm talking about. And he knows that she can probably be a freak in the right situations. As says, I can't wait until Ava's court case is over with. So, with Robert out of town, who's going to, um, damn, I guess it will probably be Molly, right? Because Molly is the ADA, so I think it will probably be her. I mean, yeah, I no, trust me, I get it, Jonathan. Um, I just like I said, I just thought that was just so stupid. Like, it's not like you got that from Sweet Bits or anything like that. It just, you know, I just thought it was just so stupid. I really did. I also thought it was stupid how Paulina. I also thought how it was stupid how was good deluxe. I also thought it was stupid how Paulina came at EJ talking about, oh, well, what your son said to my daughter. I'm like, okay, why don't you talk? Why don't you sit there and talk to Johnny? Why are you sitting there bringing that shit to EJ for? What is EJ gonna do? Johnny is a grown ass man. He's not a teenager. That's why I know that that's like they just had to join this extra scene, and it's like it was really stupid. They should have left it on the cutting floor. Spencer says, I would do think Drew is a villain because I don't think he is. I think he just made a very dumb decision. Yeah, I don't think he's a villain either, Spencer. I don't. But the problem is, Spencer, let's be honest, he made a woman cry. And so because of that, he is a villain. Which is like the stupidest shit, but you gotta remember, Spencer, people watch these shows with their emotions. I mean, I guess so, Darby, but like I said, I just thought it was really stupid. She was like, oh, well, I have a bone to pick with you about what your son said. I was like, then why aren't you there confronting his son? It says that they're whining in what you call his ear. I don't know. I mean, well, Darby, I guess so. I know that she came from a very shitty relationship and, you know, maybe she's been sitting there overcompensating with that. So, yeah, that's possible. But I don't think that's what that show today, though. I don't think this is about. I mean, if we're talking about today's episode, this is more just kind of unnecessary. Wink says Ava's a freak, though, doing it in the Quartermain's family crib. If you can do it there, you can get. Yeah, that's true. I don't know why I closed my goddamn book for. That's that's true. No, yes, in that situation, yes, Darby, she did. Yeah, in that situation, she did. But I'm talking about. I mean, if we're talking about today's episode, I don't see how this was a power trip. Um, even there, Darby, even there, I wouldn't sit there and say it was so much of a power trip as it was more of a being petty. This was not about just having the power that you could do it. This is more about her being petty and being unprofessional. The same way that Lily was being petty and unprofessional when she fired Daniel and Heather. And now her ass is out of that company. I'm enjoying it. You sat there and you tried to get Billy fired, and then you came back and you started trying to play hardball, and now you came back to a job that you don't even have. You sit there showing a bad reputation to yourself by working with Victor and Newman. Yeah, I mean that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Like I said, like I just looked at it today. I was like, bro, why are you coming at? Sure, that's your darling. That's sure. I mean, to be fair, Darby, how many people don't do that, though? How many people don't do that? Hell, if we're gonna be fair, Darby, I mean, I blur the line between personal, personal and professional. I think so, Darby. I mean, they didn't sign any paperwork or anything like that, but like, she did sit there and tell Lily, "Hey, listen, I'm giving the company to Victor because I can't trust Billy," and then told her, "Oh, well, you should sit there and be with your family." Are you kidding me? You didn't ask her. You didn't ask her about what she wanted in her future. You just told her, "Well, this is what the best course of action should be for you." She ain't paying you to sit there and be her career advisor. Like, Jiggler says, when my neighbors moved into the building, they left pieces of homemade Rice Krispies on everyone's doorstep. I tossed them in the trash. Exactly. Exactly, Jay Blow. And that's why when Bonnie knocked the cupcake out of his hand, he was like, "Oh, what would you do that for?" He was like, "Because it could be poison." So what does Ed? What does Ed? I mean, what does Alex decide to do? Garbage picks. Okay, because at this point, that's what you're doing. Garbage picking through the garbage to sit there and get out that cupcake to eat it. Broski, it's in the garbage. Like, what do you? I don't. Wink says, exactly, Wink. Especially just getting delivered at your door by somebody who don't know with a box that anybody can just open up at any time. Like it says, how many companies do Victor? I have no idea. I that's mostly because I've only been watching the show for about like 2 years. The thing is, Ed, that shouldn't even be the question. The question should be. I have my comments for it, but like let's just sit there and say it was unnecessary. You sat there, you had nothing else to do, right? You have money, you have power, you have privilege for just many different reasons. So you decide to sit there and take your privilege as take over a company to make sure your wife isn't bored. This is where the show starts to lose me on some levels. Johnson says, "Do you think Hattie could be the new lady whistleblower?" I don't think so. I because the way that thing is framed, that's not something like Hattie doesn't have quick wit. Um, so unless you use AI generated, no. That I'm not looking forward to seeing maybe Gwen. What will Gwen's reason be? Jay Blue says the remains of the seventh episode with Georgie, where George ate the dessert out of the garbage and the hostess caught him doing yup. Because it was already like alleged that he was having money problems and stuff like that. So when she saw it, she wound up telling him like whatever his date was. Maybe Gwen or it could be Jarvis. Okay, where are we basing that off of? Darby says you're supposed to treat food like the way you treat a trick. Like you treat a like you. Okay, Darby says you're supposed to treat food like the way you Check for razor blades on. Yes, yes, yeah. Thank you. Yes, Jay Blue. Have a good night. Everybody says when is enough and when is enough. When is enough too much, Albert? Isn't Victor stretching himself a little bit too thin? Okay, hold on, because I'm getting a lot. Um, here's my thing with this, Darby, and I've said this. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not listening to trying to say this to be racist, but I feel like somebody has to sit there and say this shit. When it comes to have a good night, Jay Blue. When it comes to his Victor Newman, if they're buying this company for his wife, all it comes down to is, well, let's be honest. You have a rich, old, entitled white man that decided to sit there and give his dingbat of a wife something to do to occupy her time. I don't understand on what universe is that storyline supposed to be compelling. That's my whole thing. Spencer says, "Yo, I've been thinking about this. We've been missing Sky Q and Dylan Quartermain. I mean, we've been missing them for a while, Spencer. Um, I mean, and yeah, they can definitely come back if they give them a story. But yeah, I totally forgot about that. And says, I remember back when I started watching 2009, 2010, Victor a couple, but most but most was companies already under Newman. He was expanding. Now it's just out of control. But yes, it's like I say, it's more about a old entitled white man that's buying his dingbat of a wife a company for something to do. And somehow that's supposed to impress me and keep me watching the show. Johnson says, who do you think it could be? That's the problem. I don't know. Because, before the thing is, Jonathan, before I sit there and think about who it could be, I would have to sit there and think about what the motive could be. Like, yes, it could be Hattie, it could be Hattie. Think about who the people that they were giving it to. And she does have an axe to grind. Have a night, Ed. She does have an axe to grind. So it could be her. Um, but I would sit there and put on Hattie way before I put it on Javi and Teresa. Because I feel like those are just shots in the dark. But yes, have a good night, Ed. It was great to see you. I don't think Victor Weinar did it first. The company, he just wanted to stick at that habit. She's doing stuff because she knows Victor will always demand total control of everything he owns. Johnson says, "Don't you mean Gwen?" Yeah, I did. No, I said I don't think. Yeah, I think that's one of the things you said though, Jonathan. You said let's see. Yeah, Jonathan, you said maybe Gwen or Javi. So yeah, Jonathan, I said that I don't see Gwen doing that. I don't see Gwen Smith there poisoning those cupcakes. I also don't see Javi doing it because I have to sit there and look at. I have to go back and sit there and see where those places, where she sent them at. They have to all be connected. They had to sit there and screw over a character for it to make sense. She's yeah, but it has to make sense though. I think that's the problem. I just, my whole thing is, I'll sit there and say this much, Jonathan, and people that watch days. EJ gave him the worst advice possible. He was like, "Hey, listen, you should just hide it and not say anything." I'm like, EJ, How did that work out for your marriage with Nicole? But you're telling your son to do the exact same thing that had your wife walk out. I just mean who could be the new lady whistleblower. Um, oh, that. Well, again, I wouldn't sit there and say it would be. It could be Javi, but like, what's his motivation though? What would be Javi's motivation? Maybe somebody who affected Gabby, like Sunny and stuff like that. But I wouldn't sit there and say it would be Javi. Oh, okay, at that point, then I would sit there and say it could be Gwen. Is that yeah? That's what I was going to sit there and say. I think it is possible it could be Gwen. I thought you meant the cupcakes though. Darby says, didn't Joy's mother almost marry Clyde after her husband left her for Leo? Yes, he did. I'm just kind of glad we don't have to sit there and see any more of nagging Nancy. And it is, in a way, Jonathan, it is also possible because she knows Leo. She was best friends with Leo. She would know how to speak in his mannerisms and that certain level of sass that only best friends know how to do. And she is reportedly supposed to come back too, Jonathan. So then there's that. I don't know if she's staying, but I'm gonna end the stream here because unfortunately tomorrow's hell day, and I gotta wake up super early. Plus, I want to sit there and put out this Bold and the Beautiful review, um, which I know is going to be super late, but I had to do it on my tablet instead of doing it on my laptop because I didn't want to sit there and think about pushing the stream, pushing the stream back, since I would have had to sit there and charge this up. So I do apologize for the video coming out late, but I did work on it, so I'm like, I might as well just put it out, even if it doesn't do well. Johnson says, Jimmy, next time for another edition of Soul Chat with Albert Bostic. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you, Jonathan. Jonathan is always going to be my Michael Baldwin to my Victor Newman, so thank you. Have a night, Laura B. Have a night, Darby. Have a night, Wink Wink. Um, have a night, Blackmon. Have a night, Queen Janet. Have a night, Queen Cat Lady. I was about to call her back, Kitty. W says everybody like, and we didn't have to push anyone. Congratulations, everyone. Have a night, Anjanetta. Any other person's name that I forgot, you know exactly who you are. So thank you for coming through tonight, and I will see you in the next stream. Have a night, Ronnie Ron. Later.